Basham Shabasham Kakudash, the belongings to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, have rule and teach well, peace and salutations to the brothers and the folk corners of the city. Question is with in truth and in sincerity, and brother Manat is asking Shalom. Yeah, with a really short one, just bringing out another article. There's been not much fun just reporting on, on the watch, or how the watch going more or less, But once again, article here from the people's voice. We seeing a lot of things coming to pass day by day with the implementation of certain laws and policies, whatnot, what have you. Yeah. So let me go down into this article and see what they subliminally trying to incite. Well, probably not subliminally to the people who watching, but to people who have no fucking clue as to what's going on, who is just out here clueless. You know, um, this is going to end up into a bloodbath. It says Obama judge rules illegals have Second Amendment right to bear arms. It says an Obama judge has ruled that an illegal immigrant was unjustly prohibited from owning firearms, overruling a federal law which prohibits illegal immigrants from possessing firearms or ammunition. Section 922 of Title 18 of the U.S. Code prohibits illegal aliens from owning and carrying firearms. However, U.S. District Judge Sharon Johnson Coleman, who was appointed by Barack Obama, claimed the section violates the Second Amendment rights of illegals. Well, I don't understand. If it's an illegal immigrant, then they have no legality being in your state or country, so that means the law wouldn't apply to them. But then again, what do I know, right? What do I know? It says, identified as an illegal immigrant, Heriberto Cabajal Flores, yeah. You could call him Heriberto, what the fuck? Faced charges in 2020 when he was discovered in possession of a loaded semi-automatic pistol in Chicago despite being aware of his illegal status in the United States. Judge Coleman initially rejected 2 dismissal motions but eventually dismissed the case on March 8 after a third motion cited a 2022 U.S. Supreme Court decision. In her 8-page ruling, Judge Coleman asserted the non-citizen possession statute 18 U.S.C. Section 922 violates the Second Amendment as applied to Cabajal Flores. Thus, the court grants Cabajal Flores' motion to dismiss. Attorneys representing Mr. Cabajal Flores argue that illegals should be allowed to arm themselves, and while they are in the United States, according to the lawyers, the federal government failed to demonstrate that the law was a tradition that delimits the outer bounds of the right to keep and bear arms. Traditionally, you used to come in people's place and fucking slaughter them, so I do see. Well, let me stick to me, let me not digress. Alright, as I said, it's going to be short, let me not digress. Says the Supreme Court 2022 ruling emphasized that the Second Amendment presumptively protects activities explicitly outlined in its plain text, requiring regulations to be consistent with the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. Mr. Cabajal Flores' lawyer argued that lifetime disarmament of an individual based on age or nationality alone does not have roots in the history and tradition of the United States, citing various rulings that interpreted the Supreme Court decision. Despite objections, the Obama judge sided with the illegal, claiming the Second Amendment right must be respected. The court finds that Cabajal Flores' criminal record containing no improper use of a weapon as well as the non-violent circumstances of his arrest do not support a finding that he poses a risk to public safety such that he cannot be trusted to use a weapon responsibly and should be deprived of the Second Amendment right to bear arms in self-defense, she wrote. An attorney representing Mr. Cabajal Flores declined to comment on the situation, while federal prosecutors did not respond to a request by the People's Voice for comment. Right, so basically what they're saying here is that, yeah, go ahead, pay arms. Understand? And that's why I said earlier that this is going to become this is going to become um, blood. Let's see if I can find this precept here. I only had two precepts and I'll say it'll be short. But as I was reading, this precept came to mind. Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, to everything that there is a time, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. You understand? And right now we need time of war. Alright? Scriptures talk about wars and rumors of wars and the beginning of sorrows. Where these legislations are headed, they are just laying out the ground, yeah, if you will, with for the how to put it, for these they just laying out the groundwork to start it. That's what I want to say. They just laying out the groundwork to start it. That is exactly what's going on. Right? So I'm gonna get one out of my two precepts here. The second is just 15 and I'll go 18. Alright, it says, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and the men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And this is the reason, right? Imagine you are an illegal immigrant. So you left great tribulation to come to the place of dreams, to the home of the brave and the land of the free. You know, quote unquote, as they say, right? And when you reach there, you realize it's fucking more, as we does say, the locals down here does say, it's more flour than water. Bitches means to say, you know what I mean, when reality hits. You understand? What you gonna do? You're not going to go back home to hardship. You go and try to make it there still. So that what I'm saying, when that lack of bread hit, because we see what Biden doing concerning the small farms, what they're doing concerning food itself. They modifying it, they altering it, they creating shortages of it. You understand? So when you as an immigrant, you know what I mean, you realize you getting the shitty and I stick, what you gonna do? You're gonna fight. Yeah. You're gonna fight with locals and that go incite what a civil war even. You know? And these are all the stepping stones leading up to that, the building blocks to that, so they're making sure that they set a proper foundation. So yeah, the illegal immigrants could be armed. Yeah, it's going to be a bloodbath. You understand? I think that's what I'm gonna name it with that time of that time of blood, yeah, and that the time we in. The time of war, a time of blood. You understand? This is the time we in. Because the lack of everything is being increased when it comes to blackouts, the fucking money, the money going down, the value of the money it's going to shit. You understand? The lack of food, you know? yesterday, or yeah, I think it's yesterday, I did a video on the situation in Cuba when they say 400,000 Cubans, it's Cubans, yeah, 100,000 Cubans already migrate to the US. And we talking about Cuba, we are talking about, you know what I mean, other South American countries and so on. Countries, and we know how they roll. I mean, we see videos of them. They are some hardened, you know what I mean, hardened men. They chop you up, you know what I mean. They dismember you. These, you know what I mean. So if they don't get what they want, you know what I mean, they have no problem with taking it. Yeah, brothers do videos on the situation. You know what I mean, the high influx of immigrants in the country. They talk about, you know what I mean. They have no respect for the police, and you know what I mean. They don't care. They don't care so much less who you feel like when they care about a regular civilian who have more than them. Who you are what they want. You feel like when they care. They don't care about the police. Who is you? You know. So when that lack of bread really hit, you know, it's going to be doom. The second is just 9. 18 again, it says, and now when I prepared the world which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me. For then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable rid themselves. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril, because the devices that would come into it, you understand? Because of the things they created, because you're also reliant on them and the system, you understand? They create a how to put it, they make it necessary that, hey, you have to come to them. You understand? Apart from the curses that we under for not listening, because you know Jake flicking hard. Yeah, apart from them curses. Yeah. You understand? Apart from the curses, because that's what's going on. They create a demand or a want, and they cut the supply and keep all in the midst to see what go happen. You kill out each other. You understand? All this is part of the March genocidal plan to maintain humanity under a certain number. We know that is a main part of the agenda as well. You know, that is why we have so much mystery illnesses and so-called cures. You know, I would say it is corrupted by the Slovakia. There was peril because of the devices that would come into it. Yeah, because that is what they do. It is given to the hand of the wicked. What good could come from wickedness? What good? You know, what good? And that was just the point. That is on the bring the article and those two precepts, you know what I mean, to put things into perspective of the point in the fucking timeline of prophecy in the time of the blood. Alright, so with that, I will say, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to the brothers on the four corners of this earth, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. And Brother Manatazak saying Shalom.